He spiked my drink at a party, so I made him terrified of liquids. You know that one guy at every party? The one who thinks he's God's gift to alcohol and women? The guy who says things like, I mix better than I date, and if you can't handle a little fun, go home? Yeah, that guy. For me, that guy had a name. Mason. Mason was the kind of guy who wore sunglasses indoors and took shirtless mirror pics like it was a civic duty. He thought spiking people's drinks was hilarious. Just a little joke, bro, he'd say. Like slipping something into someone's drink was on par with drawing a mustache on a passed out friend. Spoiler alert, it's not. I found out the hard way. It was during our friend Bailey's New Year's party. Good people, decent music, enough food to soak up the bad decisions. I grabbed a drink off the kitchen island, non-alcoholic, because I was the designated driver. Took a few sips. It tasted a little weird, like if regret had a flavor. I figured maybe the soda was flat. 10 minutes later, the room started spinning like it was trying to detach from Earth. I barely made it to the bathroom before my legs went full jello. My heart was racing, skin crawling, and I was suddenly having a deep, personal conversation with the floor tiles. Bailey found me an hour later, curled up like a shrimp in her tub. She called an ambulance, thank God. Turns out, Mason had decided to spice up the party by adding something to my drink. Something prescription-based, something not meant for conscious humans. He thought it was funny. Dude, you should have seen your face, he said, laughing when I confronted him. Relax, I gave you the light stuff. Ah, yes, just a sprinkle of involuntary coma. How festive. I wanted to punch him, but I'm not stupid. People forget bruises, but they don't forget fear, especially the kind that seeps in drop by drop. So I made a decision. Mason was going to become terrified of liquids. All of them. The plan took finesse. I couldn't just scream revenge and run at him with a water balloon. This had to feel like karma was slowly dripping down his neck, and it started with coffee. I knew Mason's routine. Every morning, same cafe, same order, iced triple espresso with oat milk, vanilla, 2 pumps of ego. So I applied for a job at that cafe. Not because I needed it, but because revenge requires commitment. After 3 weeks of being the overly eager new guy, I got barista duty. And when Mason walked in, I greeted him with my best, you probably don't remember drugging me smile. He didn't recognize me. Perfect. I made his drink. Nothing in it yet, but after handing it to him, I leaned over and said, we've had a few complaints about mold in the oat milk. Let us know if anything tastes off. Then I walked away. The next day, he ordered it again. This time, I stared at him a little too long when I handed it over. You're sure you don't have any allergies, right? I said, never mind. On day 3, I gave him the drink, waited until he sipped, and quickly whispered, wait, was that the decaf or the trial sample? And walked off. By week 2, he started bringing his own thermos, but I wasn't done. Phase 2, mystery symptoms. I teamed up with Bailey. Turns out she hated Mason too, and she let me accidentally bump into him at her place while delivering snacks. I brought homemade hummus and some lemon-infused water. He didn't want any, of course, but Bailey insisted. He drank a few sips out of politeness. Later that night, I messaged him from an anonymous number. Having headaches? Might be the water. It's not for everyone. He ignored it, so I sent another one 2 days later. Strange dreams yet? Those usually start by day 3. He blocked the number. Cute. I got another. By week 4, Mason had started boiling all his water, like a medieval alchemist. I heard through the grapevine he was trying to detox from unknown toxins. That wasn't enough, so I upgraded to phase 3, hallucination. I knew a guy who made edible glitter that dissolves in liquids. Completely safe, flavorless, but adds the tiniest shimmer. I snuck a vial of it into his protein powder one night at the gym, just enough to make his post-workout drink sparkle faintly in the light. He panicked, made a scene, threw the bottle across the locker room like it was radioactive, started yelling about someone trying to alter his physiology. Yes, those were his exact words. People laughed, but Mason didn't. Mason was spiraling. Soon he switched to only bottled liquids, then vacuum sealed. He started carrying his own utensils, refused to eat at restaurants, wore gloves at house parties. One time I heard he brought his own cup to a wedding. A sippy cup. Pink. Final stage? Let's call it the cleanse. I sent him one last anonymous message. It's not the drinks, it's the bacteria in your lips. A week later, Mason showed up to a group hangout wearing a surgical mask and using a straw through a zip-locked hole. No one even invited him. He just appeared like a sanitized ghost. I didn't say anything. I didn't have to. Watching him sit on the edge of a couch, eyes darting between people's drinks like they were grenades, was enough. Oh, and the best part? He doesn't drink anymore. Anything. Not in public, not in private. He only consumes sealed meal replacement powders. Mixed with distilled water, he boils himself, then chills in a mini fridge he keeps padlocked. For safety. It's been a year, and last I heard, he moved out of the city. Says the municipal water supply can't be trusted. Now lives near a natural spring in the woods, alone, afraid, thirsty. And me? I sit here sipping my soda, watching the bubbles rise like little ghosts of his sanity, and I smile, because sometimes when someone poisons your drink, you make sure they never swallow without fear again.